Hi, my name is Solo P1 and today we're going to be talking about the 2018 F1 Spanish Grand Prix race, and all I can say is wow, wow, wow. Lewis Hamilton led the way in practice, led the way in qualifying, getting P1 with a lap record, and Valtteri Bottas coming out P2. So Mercedes led the way all through the weekend, and at the beginning of the race, Lewis Hamilton starting off in P1 had that nice gap. Valtteri Bottas starting off in P2, and Vettel starting off in P3, and they had lights out the way we go. Hamilton was gone straight down turn one, straight out the blocks. No one was catching him. The way he was racing all weekend, he had a plan. He executed the plan, and that's why he won the Spanish Grand Prix. He raced a perfect race. Congratulations to Mercedes. Congratulations to Lewis Hamilton and the whole team. You've done a great job on them upgrades over the last 2 weeks. You've done Mercedes proud, you engineers, right? And for Mercedes, congratulations. And Lewis Hamilton, you're looking good for the rest of the season. First race on the European circuit, the Spanish Grand Prix, and you're looking good, pal. You're looking good. And yeah, that's it really. I'm gonna get into the race. How it started. It's not gonna be a long one. I got my notes here. I'm gonna get into the race, and I'm gonna start from the beginning and tell you a few of the incidents what happened in the race, because there was a few incidents, a few retirements, and I'm gonna get into it. So it started off at lights out the way we go. Hamilton obviously getting P1, starting off first straight. The cars come bombing down the track, and Vettel straight away started off in P3, took over Valtteri Bottas on turn one, which I wasn't really expecting. I thought Bottas was gonna have turn one at least. I thought after turn one it was gonna be Mercedes 1 and 2 still. Maybe, I don't know, at the end of the race how it was gonna turn out. But I weren't expecting Vettel to take Bottas so early, but which he did. So hats off to that. Shows you how great of a driver Vettel is. And then we had the accident. We had Grosjean, which a lot of people are blaming Grosjean. I haven't really looked at the video properly yet. That's what the word is on the internet, that Grosjean caused it, and he took out himself, obviously, Gasly and Hülkenberg straight away. After the first turn, 3 drivers out of the race straight away. Bad luck for all of them. But I'm not going to point fingers whose fault it was. But the fact is, that's F1. That's F1. It happens. You could be in front and suddenly you can just crash like that. And that's what happened on turn one. Just after turn one, 3 guys going out straight away. Grosjean, Hülkenberg and Gasly out of the race straight away. Yeah, and then again, as the race went on, it was Hamilton was looking good again. Valtteri Bottas was trying to catch Vettel, which Vettel had P2. And on lap 25, Kimi had a few problems as well. Lap 25, Kimi's engine had an engine failure. Kimi coming out the race, bad luck for Kimi. He kind of had bad luck in qualifying as well. It's one of them. It's just one of the weekends for him. He wasn't going well for him, and he's still a brilliant driver, Kimi Räikkönen. He's still one of my favourites. And there's nothing much I can say about Kimi Räikkönen. Kimi Räikkönen just losing his spot there in lap 25, engine failure. But like I said before, I said on my last review, when a lot of the cars are having upgrades, it doesn't matter how fast. It matters a bit how fast your car is, but if you've got 2 cars on the grid, like a Ferrari or Mercedes, one goes 220 miles per hour, the other one goes 200 miles per hour. And everybody thinks, because that car goes 220 miles per hour, everybody thinks, yeah, he's going to win the Grand Prix. No. You can probably win the odd 1 or 2 races, but over a championship, the key for a car is reliability. If you've got a reliable car with a good speed, you're going to get over. If you've got a car what goes 220 miles per hour to the car what goes 200 miles per hour, what's the point of having a car what goes 200 miles per hour if it's going to break down? So the car what goes 200 miles per hour, the reliable one, is going to win the championship. Like I said, the one what goes 200, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? That's what to put it in the comment. Put your comments in the section below if you understand. The 220 miles per hour car, right? The 220 miles per hour car, right? And the 200 miles per hour car. Maybe the car what goes 220 miles per hour will probably win the occasional race. But if it's not reliable over a 18 races championship, right? If it keeps breaking down, the 200 miles per hour car is going to win, because the 200 miles per hour car is more reliable, and that's the one I'd put my bet on. The one is not going to break down, and that's what's going to win your championship. And that's what done Ferrari last year. Same thing. The car wasn't reliable. It kept breaking down. He had a couple tweaks here and there. Kept understeer, oversteer, whatever. It wasn't reliable, and because of the Mercedes, obviously he did have the faster car, but it was more reliable, and that's what won in the championship. And that's what I can see it happening now. You got Kimi Räikkönen. Car he broke down, and after lap 25, that shouldn't be happening to the Ferrari car. Not this early part of the season. This early part of the season, the car's breaking down. That shouldn't be happening. Not for Ferrari. No way. So you know what I mean. Worrying times for Ferrari. I hope it isn't worrying times. Hopefully that Ferrari in 2 weeks' time in Monaco get the act together and doesn't break down and make the season more competitive. But by the looks of it now, it looks like Ferrari's having a few problems. Sebastian Vettel's pace didn't look up to par. It didn't look good, not like it did 2 weeks ago. And them upgrades don't look like it's working. Yeah, and it's like at the end of the race as well. Towards the end of the race, they had the virtual safety car come out, and I don't know why Ferrari pitted. Why? Ferrari? Why? Ferrari should have knew not to pit. Verstappen was just behind Sebastian Vettel. He was just behind him with fresh tyres as well. So I don't get why Ferrari ordered Vettel to pit when Verstappen was right behind him with fresh tyres as well. So Sebastian Vettel was in second place. He was in second place, pitted, lost position to Bottas, who probably thought, Ferrari probably thought at the time that Bottas was getting pit as well, but he never. Well, did he pit? Yeah, or did Bottas pit? I'm trying to think. Yeah, no, I don't think Bottas pit. Anyway, he went into pit, lost position to Bottas. Bottas went into second place. Verstappen beat him, just passed him on the undercut. So Vettel went from second to fourth place, and that was it. He lost his position. He tried most of the race. He last 15 to 20 laps. Vettel trying to gain some ground on Max Verstappen crashed. He lost a bit of plastic on the front of his car. It didn't really affect his pace. He kept going and going and going. Vettel was chasing him for the last 20 laps and catch him up. So it was a mistake by Ferrari. He didn't need to pit. And it cost you. And you end up in fourth place. And yeah, and that's it, mate. Gone. Mercedes 1 and 2 lockout. Congratulations to Red Bull getting third place by Max Verstappen. He kept off the pace of Vettel, which yeah. And another thing what bothered me about the race as well. Let's get onto the away from the Mercedes thing. Which something I was a bit confused in this race, right? It was another pit lane incident, but it was involving Ocon, yeah. Ocon for Force India. He ended up he didn't finish. He was a DNF. That was at the end. I'll get into that at the end. Right. What was a bit confusing to me? Why did it take 1 minute to change a back wheel? I don't get it. He goes into the pit, Ocon. He goes into the pit. Simple pit change. Change your front wheels, yeah, boom. But the left rear tyre wheel, they couldn't get it on. It was stuck. They couldn't get it on. I don't understand. You guys train I know you're training at least 7-8 hours a day to do pit stops. Why couldn't you get the rear tyre on to the car, the left rear tyre, and you was in the pit for 1 minute? That cost you 1 minute of time. Now, if I was the guy who owned Force India, in charge of the pit strategy and changing the tyres, I'd be very, very upset. I'd be thinking, why is it taking you 1 minute? 1 minute to change a left rear tyre? And in the end, he ended up breaking down anyway. So he didn't have a good flipping day at the races, did he? Look at all the people who didn't finish. Sebastian Stoffel Van Doorn for McLaren. Ocon for Force India too. You got Kimi Räikkönen, engine failure, didn't finish. Hockenberg didn't finish. Paisley didn't finish. There you go. Grosjean didn't finish. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 racers didn't finish. I don't like seeing that when I watch a race. I don't like seeing it. And I know they're all gutted, all them racers. You build yourself up for yourself for a race, and then it comes to the race and then you don't finish. That must be gutted. And, you know, it must be gutted. But anyway, Hamilton getting P1. Valtteri Bottas look, I'm going to do the full list of the finishers. I'll do it here. Let's bring it round. So, we've got Hamilton on P1, finishing the Spanish Grand Prix, the winner, race winner. Bottas 2, Max Verstappen 3, 4th Vettel, 5th Ricciardo, 6th Magnussen, 7th Carlos Sainz, 8th Alonso, 9th Perez, 10th Leclerc, whatever his name is, 11th Lance Stroll, 12th Hartley, 13th Ericsson, 14th Sorokin, 15th, these are DNFs, the 15th now, the 15th place are all DNFs, so 15th DNF Van Doorn, 16th DNF Ocon, 17th DNF Kimi Räikkönen, like I said, engine failure, 18th DNF Hockenberg, 19th DNF Paisley, and 20th DNF Grosjean. And that's the finish, that's the race. And yeah, Lewis Hamilton top points. You know, congratulations to him. Red Bull looking strong for the next one. Yeah, it's gonna take a lot to beat Hamilton now. He's back on the European circuit. He's gonna come to Monaco very, very confident. And I can do the race points as they look now. Race points, you got Lewis Hamilton on 95 Mercedes. 2 Sebastian Vettel on 78 points. 3rd Valtteri Bottas on 58. 4th Kimi Räikkönen on 48. 5th Daniel Ricciardo on 47. 6th Max Verstappen on 33. 7th Fernando Alonso on 32. 8th Nico Hülkenberg for the Renault on 22. 9th Kevin Magnussen on 19 for Haas Ferrari. 10th Carlos Sainz for Renault. 11th Sergio Perez for Force India on 17th. And Pierre Gasly on 12th. 13th Leclerc on 9. 14th in 14th place, 8 points for Stoffel Van Doorn. 15th Lance Stroll for Williams, he's got 4 points. And in 16th again for the points, he's got 2 points for Sauber Ferrari. And in 17th, Force India, Esteban Ocon, he's got 1 point. And Brendan Hartley has got 1 point as well, and he's in 18th place. And the last two, Roman Grosjean and Sorokin for Haas and Williams, with no points yet on the board. So that's it really. That's my review, my analysis on the Grand Prix of Spain 2018. Next in 2 weeks we've got the Monaco Grand Prix, a classic track. Not one of my favourites. I know a lot of F1 fans like that track, Me, I'm not really a fan of it. My favourite Grand Prix is the Belgian Grand Prix. I love it. That's my favourite. The biggest, the longest track on the calendar this year. That'll be coming up soon. But yeah, the next one is in Monaco. Let me know your thoughts. Who do you think is going to win the next race in Monaco in 2 weeks' time? What do you think about the Spanish Grand Prix race today? Put your comments below. Subscribe, follow me on Twitter and Solo P1, on YouTube on Solo P1, and on Twitch as well on Solo_P1. I play a lot of games on Twitch, all sorts of games, mostly racing games like F1 games, Assetto Corsa, R Factor, and Forza Motorsports as well. So that's it really. Follow me on all them channels that I just said. Subscribe to me. Thank you very much, guys. Bye.